the audacity of white men is only surpassed by their fury at being rejected. And no one exemplified today this to me more than Emmanuel Macron. Here accusing of ingratitude the countries that decided to cut relationships with France. And the reason for his outrage is what he considers to be the disregard of African countries for France's participation in the Sahel conflict. It started in 2013, when France associated itself with Mali, fit militant groups connected to Al-Qaeda. The operation was so successful that it not only continued, it expanded, extending from Mali to Chad, to Burkina Faso, to Niger, and to Mauritania. But this is where things start to get interesting. Why was France in the Sahel in the first place? Well, part of it was historical ties. You see, the vast majority of the countries that were involved in the war in the Sahel belonged to France-Afrique. And what is France-Afrique? It's an organization of ex-colonies of France that have, since the independence, continued to be completely attached to their former colonial master. But Elio, they achieved independence, did they? Yes, I guess they did. But what exactly was the shape of that independence, and what did it encapsulate? One of the stipulations of this independence was that the 12 ex-colonies used the CFA franc, a currency that allows the French central government to continue to exert monetary control over its 12 ex-colonies, as well as having the right to hold in reserve the gold reserves of each of these countries in France. It also allowed France to continue to have access to the natural resources that these ex-colonies had: uranium, oil, rare metals. Let's not even speak about the trade imbalancement that facilitates and favors French companies to sell their products in the ex-colonies, at the same time curtailing the growth of companies that might rival the French companies. Do you really think that France recovered from the Second World War just because of the Marshall Plan? Or do you think that the fact that they had an empire that they used not only to fight their wars but also to rebuild their country, and that also served as a place in which French industry dumped their goods? France maintained its relevance after being shattered by the Second World War because of its empire, not despite of it. When it comes to the war in the Sahel, this wasn't a call to arms to aid friends. This is a geostrategical decision from France that was made on the basis of their counter-terrorist interests, the continuous exploitation of the countries that were its ex-colonies, and migration concerns. Because it's through the Sahel that asylum seekers and immigrants go through. Ungrateful, is it? So when that man says this,
Je crois qu'on a oublié de nous dire merci. C'est pas grave, ça viendra avec le temps. L'ingratitude, je suis bien placé pour le savoir, c'est une maladie non transmissible à l'homme.
The only correct response is this.